Where have all the good things gone? Tabletop role-playing has directed me on a journey that has both inspired and pained me. There is meaning in what we do around the table or over the internet, and there can be meaning in all of life. What I have noticed, though, in D&D, in TTRPGs, YouTube, and the rest of life, is that we have both personally and as a culture abandoned meaning for the certainty of expedient satisfaction of money and entertainment. I made a video a while ago as to why I no longer wanted to follow along with the path of Wizards of the Coast's D&D, but I don't believe I expressed an adequate detailing of an underlying issue I and most of us have noticed. I believe stories are of utmost importance, and the treating of stories as nothing more than a vehicle for profit is something that repulses my soul. This video is both about how Dungeons & Dragons and the mass of our society has been poisoned by a loss of faith in purpose. Tabletop role-playing, I believe, could lead a revitalization in community storytelling and creative art that our culture desperately needs in order to find meaning in our daily existence. This is why I believe AI art will ultimately die as an overall medium, even if it remains as a tool. Because as I learn to create more and more every day, I could not conceive of a meaningful life where I relied on a computer to produce something that actually provided me with meaning. AI is the end-line product of a corporatized culture that has given up on itself for the sake of money and cheap entertainment. D&D as it is and is becoming today through Wizards of the Coast, like everything else, is just another faithless grab for money. I enjoy walking in the game shops. I find there is a spirit hiding underneath all the laminate-protected overpriced trading cards and snack fridges, but when I look at the new 2024 edition Dungeons & Dragons products on the shelf, despite still seeing something worth salvaging, I also see an overpriced, unsatisfying corporate facsimile of what I have now endeavored to make part of my mission and my meaning in life. I could not help but notice how a product that used to cost $50 has now been split into multiple separate books, now grossing a combined $80 to $100. A product that does not meaningfully provide a better experience than what we had before, but only repackages it under the value of being the new thing. If you play the current edition, don't take this as me saying your game sucks. I do hope that you are finding meaningful community and self-expression through it. I am asking, though, as a culture, where has our meaning gone? These products will inevitably replace writers, authors, and artists' work through our new age assembly line for art. Time and again, WotC has slipped in AI, hoping no one would notice, frost giants whose hands melt into dilapidated longbows, and other such machine-made horrors that have even less in common with humanity than an otherworldly Lovecraftian creature. As I was writing this script, I was trying to remember a quote and who it was from. And I think I found what I was looking for from the Armenian-Russian author Vera Nazarian that expresses the urgency I feel about what we are creating today. All stories have a curious and even dangerous power. They are manifestations of truth, yours and mine. And truth is all at once the most wonderful yet terrifying thing in the world, which makes it nearly impossible to handle. It is such a great responsibility that it's best not to tell a story at all unless you know you can do it right. You must be very careful, or without knowing it, you can change the world. I don't go as far as to say someone should not tell a story at all unless they know they can do it right. But I do believe it is of utmost importance to appreciate how important stories are and the meaning we share with each other at large really is. The state we are in is a reflection of the stories and activities we choose to value, and the ones we choose to share. And so when so many are produced as nothing more than a cash grab, what exactly are we telling each other? Every year, more value is stripped from everything around us, and prices increase as we strive to stand out in a business culture that demands more and pays less. What happened at WotC has happened at nearly every level of our culture, and we partake in it every day. The brutal reality, unfortunately, reflects a natural cosmic truth the mystics posited thousands of years ago. As above, so below. As below, so above. If you see what I see and feel as I feel, I want you to look within yourself and ask, why do we and why do I do what I do. We cannot simply change this issue by changing the world and declaring that we need to burn down corporate structures that produce demented facsimiles of meaning and sell them at us at a marked up price. We have to look for the meaning in what we do and follow that. When running a game as a DM or playing in a game, pause for a moment and reflect on why you are all there, and remember that you are partaking in a ritual as old as human consciousness, storytelling, and it, in and of itself, is something worth cherishing. Tell stories that matter to you. Actively join in with your DM and your fellow players by choosing to prop each other up. Participate in something meaningful, and demand of yourself to not settle for anything less than what brings you purpose and community. I have a vision that I believe we can all share in. A vision of a culture that has rejected the false gifts of corporatized society in favor of real connection, of honest expression, and a purpose that transcends the poisonous distractions of an overly cynical culture. You have something beautiful to express, so find it and share it. Until next time, this has been Riker, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace.